He saw talent in me in football. Every manager I knew, they always said, I don't know how you ain't made it yet. My mum was a stickler. If I come in crying, she would walk me back outside to go and fight. What am I feeding you for? I ended up getting nicked 6 weeks later. I knew that he grasped me up. I remember the judge, I remember what he said to me. If you ever come up in front of me again, I'm going to lose you in the system. He came over from Jamaica and with my son, he's in prison. He's come and visited me. Why you done this to me, son? Obviously, I'm scared when you go in prison. I don't care who you are. We play inter-wing competition football. My wings never won it. Then I play, we win the competition. Governor went out on the limb with me. He started letting me out every weekend to play for this semi-pro side. 10 months from me signing from Sunderland to Doncaster, I was playing in the Premier League. Leicester come in and signed me 300 grand. He was like a sergeant major and I'd just been in prison. Don't want another screw. He said to me from earlier as well, you're a black guy. You've got to work twice as hard as anyone to get anywhere. When I was at Bradford, I started playing for Jamaica, playing 24 times. Played against the world champions, Brazil. It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast, and this episode is proudly brought to you by Betovo. Before we get stuck into this week's episode, we're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors.
This season's podcast is brought to you by Superstar Speakers Events. They are the UK's #1 destination for exclusive live experiences. These guys don't just put on events, they deliver unforgettable nights with some of the biggest names in sports, entertainment and beyond. From jaw-dropping Q&A sessions to meet and greets and unmissable stage interviews, they bring you face-to-face with the icons you love. Whether it's football legends spilling the secrets of the beautiful game or entertainment stars sharing untold stories, Superstar Speakers knows how to create memories that last a lifetime. And here's the big news. I'll be teaming up with them for an evening with Terry Stone, a live tour you won't want to miss. Head over to superstarspeakers.co.uk for dates, details and tickets. Massive thanks to Superstar Speakers for supporting our podcast. Please go check out their up-and-coming events now and book yourself a night to remember. Click on the link below and get involved. Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast. My name's Terry Stone, and this week we've got a really interesting guest. His name is Jamie Lawrence. He is the first prisoner that has ever made it into the Premiership. He's the only person in history. So please put your hands together and welcome to the Criminal Connection podcast, Mr. Jamie Lawrence. Woo-hoo-hoo!
How you doing, Tim?
Good, brother. I just wanted to shake your hand because I've heard that you were the hardest man in football.
No, that's a lie.
Was you like Vinnie Jones in people, grabbing the nuts and roughing them up?
I weren't dirty and I weren't intimidating, but if there's a tackle or anything to be won, I'm going to win it.
Right. I was going to say, because he obviously billed himself as being the hardest man in football. So if you were the other hardest man in football, I don't know if you've seen, but now Misfits are doing these celebrity boxing matches.
I've done a bit of boxing actually.
Oh, wicked.
I've done some white collar and that boxing
Amazing.
as well, but I still go and do a bit now.
Yeah. That'd be a good fight. Vinnie Jones versus Jamie Lawrence. Who is the hardest man in football?
I'm the quiet one, yeah? I'm the quiet one in the corner. Yeah?
Brilliant. But Jamie, for anybody who doesn't know your story, obviously I thought it was a great story. I really wanted you to share it with our audience. And for anybody who's interested, you actually wrote a book as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I wrote a book called From Prison to the Premiership. There's a lot of documentaries out there as well, sharing my story.
But that's because Sky done one, didn't they?
Sky done one and BT done one. Went deep into it, went to the prison I was in, went to the area I was brought up in and spoke to the prison officer who helped me save my life.
Wow. So if you want to watch that, you can. If you can't be bothered to watch it, you're going to get all the juice here today.
Yeah.
So, so when well, I take it you was born in South London.
I was born in South London Hospital, Women's Hospital, on the 8th of March 1970. Jamaican parentage. And I grew up in...
The 8th of March?
8th of March, yeah, 1970.
So I've got a little bit of trivia for you.
You go.
My mother was born on the 8th of March.
She must be a ledge.
Oh, no, I was going to say, so legends are born on the 8th of March.
Yeah, she must be a ledge, definitely. But obviously, I grew up in Battersea.
Right.
But I was a good kid.
Right.
I was a really good kid, good at school.
So what happened?
That's what I'm going to get into in a Jamaican period.
What was it
Jamaican
like?
period.
Because how old are you, Jamie?
I'm 54.
Okay, so you're a year older than me.
Yeah.
So you were born 1970.
1970.
And what was it like, growing up in London in the 70s?
South London, where we grew up, I grew up in a place called Dunstan Estate off Lavender Hill. There's only 5 black families.
Right.
So you know what time of day is like. You get the racial abuse and that. But my mum was a stickler. Like, if I come in crying, she would walk me back outside, say, go and fight. What am I feeding you for?
I love your mum already. She's fucking great.
So she would stand over the other side of the road, and you got to get your hands dirty.
Right.
So, you know what bullies are like.
Yeah.
If they're going to have a fight, if you're going to get a fight, they're not going to touch you no more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if you lost, they will not trouble you again because they don't want to fight.
Yeah.
And then obviously you grow in confidence yourself. But I was always good at sport.
Right.
And I was good in school, like education. I was really good at education. I was in top classes the whole way along.
Wow.
But then when I turned 17, my mum and dad went back to Jamaica to retire.
Right. What was the reason for that? Just because they just...
It was old. Like, my mum had me when she was 40.
Wow.
So she wanted me to go back to Jamaica, but I always wanted to play football.
Wow. And I suppose the Jamaican football team is probably not as good as...
No, I ended up playing for them at the time, but I always
the
wanted to
Jamaican
play. Yeah, I always played. I played for Jamaica as well in the end.
Amazing.
But I wanted to play in the Premier League here. Well, it wasn't even the Premier League at that time, Division 1 at the time. So they went back when I was 17. And in my estate, because I was a sportsman, it's like the boys have you off a little bit, because I'm doing all the right things. I'm going running, I'm not smoking, I'm not drinking, I'm not after birds. I'm going out running.
They grabbing hold of you regularly going, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, have a smoke and a spliff and all that.
Oh, right.
I'm like, no, I want to play football.
Right.
Because from a young age, I was mentally strong.
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted to do. I weren't no sheep, you know what I mean? I wouldn't follow no one. But when my mum and dad went back now, that's a point where it all changed.
Right.
Because certain boys who tried to bully me as well, and when I was younger, I started turning the tables on them.
Right.
And started getting into trouble. And then when I turned 19, I got 3 years.
Right.
Ended up...
What was that for?
4 robberies, 1 assault and 1 theft.
Was that just because you just literally wanted to earn a bit of money, or was it just...
It was survival.
Money.
Survival.
Right.
It was all about survival for me at that time.
I suppose if your mum and dad had sort of left and said, do you want to come? And you said no,
Yeah.
you kind of got to stand on your own 2 feet. And at 17, I mean, that's a lot of responsibility.
Listen, I don't blame my mum and dad for going back to Jamaica and wanting to retire. They worked so hard when they was here.
Yeah.
I saw my mum and dad wake up like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and they never got back until like 7 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
And they always had that plan of going back to Jamaica.
Right.
So I had that option, but I always wanted to stay. And yeah, I had to stand on my own 2 feet. I was trying to do it the right way at the time.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy called John Sackett who saw talent in me in football.
Right.
Every manager I knew, even in primary school, secondary school, they always said, I don't know how you ain't made it yet.
Wow. And I suppose hearing that when you're a kid,
Yeah.
that must have given you a little bit of confidence and drive to think, actually, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, and I was shy, but I was quietly confident, and I worked my bollocks off. And no matter what I'd done, I wanted to be the best at it. I knew that you had to put hours in to be the best at it. In my football pen, I'd be there for hours on end. The only time I would leave the football pen is when I heard my mum call James.
Right.
And I had to run round the side of the estate and beat her. And if I never, I'm in trouble.
Right.
So...
Well, you used to get the spoon out.
I wish it was a spoon.
My mum had a spoon. So
No, I think there was tears of beating.
Right, okay.
There's a slipper,
right.
then the belt,
Right.
and then the wire. What they used to put in the curtain.
fucking hell, that hurts.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That's when you've been proper naughty.
So there was 3 levels. There was
Yeah,
like the entry level.
But the worst thing, they used to send you for the tool. You know what I mean?
Go and get it.
Yeah, you go and get the tool.
Well, I'm not get the wire. You get the wire.
Like when I was 17, they went back. 19, got arrested properly, and they sent me Feltham, remand. And obviously, I'm scared when you go in prison. I don't care who you are.
Right.
But I had a welcome committee. All my pals were in there.
Right. So it was like, hey,
yeah, it's like it's a bit of a holiday camp.
Right.
So I got 3 years then. They sent me to Dover.
Right.
Got parole first time because I was a model prisoner.
Right. Was you playing football in there as well?
I was playing football in there. Right. We had a team. We used to go out and play on a Sunday, and they were saying the same thing. I don't know how you ain't playing, but I was really skinny.
Right.
When I went in, I was about 10 stone, wet through.
Right.
First day I went to the gym, all my mates are laughing at me because I can't lift the 5 keys
right.
on the bench press and all that. So I went back to my cell. This is my determination. I went back to my cell. I said, I'm going to do press-ups all day. And there's dips in Feltham. They had a toilet.
Right.
So you can do dips on the sides. So I do.
So you had your gym in your cell, really?
Yeah. You know, you have to adapt to your surroundings and that.
Right.
Picking up the bed and all sorts. By the time I come out of that sentence, I was third strongest in the prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how quick, I mean, when you was in there, obviously, did you have brothers and sisters as well?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 9.
Right, okay, wow.
Yeah.
But Mum and Dad were busy, weren't they?
No TV, innit?
Wow. What's to say? Because
we're all over the place, like we're Jamaica, America and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you, I mean, was it quite slow, the jail time, or did you sort of fly through?
Because I occupied myself, like I'd done education as well.
Yeah.
I'd done the sitting guilds, I'd done maths as well, I got distinction in maths.
Wow.
So I used that time.
And I suppose that's the problem when you go to jail. If you're not, if you don't want to make the most of it, you can fuck about. But I'm sure if you just take all the opportunities, get through it.
Yeah, 100%. You've got to occupy yourself.
Yeah.
And you've got to use it so you can be the best version of yourself.
Did you see much, any violence in there when you was in there? Or?
Just a little bit.
Right.
But me, I always used to keep myself to myself.
Right.
I never used to get involved in the bullshit. Just keep myself to myself. I used to go to the gym, play football, and because I had so many mates in there as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't a problem for me.
Right.
You know? As I said earlier, I wasn't a sheep. Never smoked. So I weren't getting involved in all the drugs thing as well.
Right.
You know, it was one night I must have had some rum in there, and then me and my cellmate nearly had a fight. So not that on the head.
Right. Yeah. And then when you finally got released, like you said, you made parole first time. What happened after that?
Well, when I was away, one of my pals was getting bullied by some guy. What we know, I had already had a fight with him.
Right.
So I've come home now, about 6 weeks home, and we've seen the guy. So I said to my mate, let's have it with him. So my mate was having a fight with him. He weren't doing too clever. I've jumped in, bashed him up. He's robbed him as well at the same time. Not proud of all that, but you know how it goes back in the day.
Right.
That's part and parcel of it. Then he was going around saying that he's going to do me. So you take them threats serious.
Right, yeah. When you say you're going to do something, it doesn't mean you're going to beat him up. It means you're going to kill him.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what he was talking.
Right.
So I was like, okay. I found out that he was going to work at a certain time, and I plotted up and jumped out on him. I said, like, you're looking for me now? Had it on his toes, called old Bill. My mate got nicked first. I was staying at my other mates because I knew that they was after me.
Right.
Next day after he gets nicked, they come round there. No coincidence. They only went in one bedroom. They went in that bedroom, I weren't in there, left. And then I ended up getting nicked 6 weeks later. Obviously, I'm on license as well, and
right.
So I knew that he grasped me up at the time. So I've gone straight on remand. I went Wemmer Scrubs, big man's prison now.
Yeah.
Game changes now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you are scared. You know, there's some naughty people in there. I went Scrubs, then I went to Brixton. And then I was on trial at Kingston Crown Court. And I knew he grasped me, and I knew that they had a lot.
What was you charged for, Jamie?
Robbery.
Oh, right, okay.
Robbery, obviously, robbery with violence on it.
Oh, no, not you again.
and there's the same court, Kingston Crown Court. So I've gone up now. And the only reason I went not guilty is because I wanted to see him go Queen evidence against me.
Right.
Because I probably would have got a free or something like that.
Right.
So in the meantime, when I'm on remand, this is the only time I've cried in prison as well, by the way, is when my mum came. She came over from Jamaica. I managed to get away with it on my first sentence because she never cared. Second sentence, she come over, she's gone, where's my son? He's in prison. So she come and visited me. On the visit, she's crying out, why you done this to me, son? As a man as well.
That's hard.
That's your queen as well. That's my queen. To see her broken like that, it killed me. So then, after that, gone up for my trial. He's gone up, give evidence against me. They took 55 minutes to find me guilty.
Wow.
He got not guilty.
Wow.
Right, because I'm not gone in the dock. Make them prove their case.
Right.
Then I remember the judge. I remember what he said to me. He said to me, if you ever come up in front of me again, I'm going to lose you in the system. And give me 4 years.
Wow. That's a wake-up call, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a massive wake-up call. So I've got that sentence. Ended up going to Camp Hill. And if anyone knows about prisons,
Right.
Camp Hill was like one of the worst ones for the sentence I was doing. It's a worse prison for the sentence.
Where is that?
Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight. I've heard of. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you go on the Isle of Wight, you know it's naughty.
Hillbilly country.
Yeah, and everyone's in there for drugs or violence and all that.
Right. Okay. So it's like a melting pot.
Yeah. So you know it's going to kick off.
Right.
So I've got there, 21-year-old self, shitting myself. But I know that I can't let no one take the piss.
Right.
Because that's going to happen for the rest of my sentence. My mum's words keep coming back to me. Right. What am I feeding you for? So I walk into Camp Hill. I know a few boys in there. I go into a wing called Thomas's, which is right at the top. There's a wing bully.
Right.
Put my name up for the phone. He's come down, rubbed it out. I've gone, what are you doing?
Hang on a minute. What did my mum say at me?
Yeah, exactly. I've gone to, what are you doing? It's him, shut up unless I do you. So we better have it then. Gone in the table tennis room. Knocked him spark out, right? Left him on the chair in the table tennis room, but I broke my hand on him.
Right.
I've had to have an operation while I was in there. But he's ended up grassing me up.
I've got to say, no one likes a fucking grass.
That's what I'm saying. Especially in there, you know what I mean?
You getting grassed up outside, inside?
Grassed up inside.
Wow.
So obviously we've gone down the block, both for us, and he's saying like, oh, it's me. And they've seen, obviously, 2 and 2 together. He's all fucked up. My hand's broke. Give me 7 days. But they shipped him out to prison. But I think he played the system because he wanted to come back to London. You know, so I think they shipped him to the Mount. But there's no getting away with it. Once you're grassing and all that, people from my prison will probably end up in your prison. It will follow you around. So I've had the operation. My hand's healed. Then we play inter-wing competition football. My wings never won it.
Right.
Then we win the competition. Then we have a game every Boxing Day against a semi-pro team called Cows Sports. They asked me if I want to play. I said, of course I'll play. And do you remember Ambrose Mendy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Ambrose Mendy was doing Bird with me at the time.
Was he Nigel Benn's manager?
Yeah, and Paul Ince, his agent.
Yeah.
So he was doing 2.5.
Right.
So I played this game. He's watching. I scored 2 goals against them. I scored the winner in the 80-something minute. And he's come to me after the game. And the fans on the outside are all prisoners. It's like Mean Machine on the outside and that. It's intimidating.
You was the star of the real life Mean Machine.
Yeah, real life Mean Machine. If you never had no bullets, the prisoners would get on you. Right. But they love the way I play football. He come to me after and he's gone, I'm going to keep an eye on your situation. I think you've got real talent. I'm going to keep an eye on you. But
He's signing you up in jail.
Yeah, he was tapping me up in jail. So I thought nothing of it. It was about when I'd done a year or something. But after the game, the manager of that football team has gone to the prison officer in the gym.
Yeah.
Said to him, like, any danger we could get him out to play for us and that. And he said, listen, he's only done a year out of his sentence.
Right.
If he gets knocked back from home parole and he goes on home leave, we'll look at it again.
And what does home leave mean? Does that mean you can go home on the weekend?
You can go home from Friday, and come back on a Monday.
Right.
So I've got knocked back from parole after a year, 4 months. I knew I weren't getting it because I messed up the first one.
Right.
So come back, and they've gone, we're going to look at it. I still never thought it would happen because no one has ever done it.
Right.
But then the governor went out on a limb for me and the prison officer. They started letting me out every weekend to play for the semi-pro side. But even then, I'm nervous. I've never played in front of a crowd except for the prisoners.
Right.
And the prison officer had to take me to my first few games. And I don't care who you are. When you walk into a changing room, it's a kind of an intimidating place. You want to get the respect of your peers as well. But the first game I played, I remember I played really, really well. We won 2-1. About 200 and something fans.
Right.
And then from there, I just started going from strength to strength. They gave me a job as a gym orderly. So I'll be training 6-7 times a day. Because I knew that I'm going out to play football. I might have a little sniff of being a professional. And then the more I played, the better I got. The manager of the team was writing to clubs up and down the country. TV cameras were coming into the prison, GMTV,
right.
Newspapers, Daily Mail, The Standard.
I quite like this.
Yeah, they all come into prison.
Right.
But you know, I thought it could be hard for the prisoners. They might take exception to me getting preferential treatment.
Right.
I never got none of that. They loved it. Because I think because I had manners and I was humble and I just got on with things.
Yeah.
They allowed me to get on with what I was doing. And then, I was just going from strength to strength. Won a cup when I was there. And then they gave me parole.
Right.
They gave me parole after 2 years, 2 months. But they were smart with it.
Right.
Ambrose Mendy has rung them and said, listen, I've got a trial for him at Southend.
Right.
And they give me parole in pre-season, so I couldn't get in trouble. I was going straight out of prison, straight on trial.
Right.
I went to Southend Football Club. Barry Fry and Edwin Steen were managers at the time.
Wow. So literally you, and where were they in the league then?
Championship.
Oh, they were in the championship.
Yeah,
right,
they was in the championship. Yeah.
Wow.
But prison fit and professional football fit is 2 different things.
Right.
And I weren't as fit as I thought I was at the time. And I was there for a month. I met some good friends like a pal called Ricky Otto, Chris Powell, Brett Angel. They're still friends today because they looked after me when I was there.
Right, amazing.
Yeah, they put their arm around me straight away. Ricky was in prison before me, in the same prison.
Right.
Same sentence as well.
Right.
But I ended up being there for a month. I never got nothing. Then they sent me to Millwall.
Right.
So glad I never signed there, by the way. Just imagine me at Millwall, by the way.
I mean, I've never been to Millwall, but someone said it's
It's a special place. That's all I'm going to say.
Is it a special place for special people?
It's special people. and then I went Wimbledon for a week. What probably would have suited me as well. Crazy gang.
Yeah, Vinny.
Yeah, there was all there. Mick Harford, all that.
Right,
yeah, there was all there. And then I ended up going on trial at Sunderland, which for me, in hindsight, was a blessing.
Right.
Because it got me away from London.
Yeah. Got
me away from all the bullshit. And it enabled me to grow into a decent young man.
Right.
You know? Like Terry Butcher was a manager as well, Old England captain. I remember going up there. I went up there on trial on Sunday. Never stayed in a hotel before.
Right.
They put me up in a hotel, except for Her Majesty's Hotel, obviously.
I was going to say, did you sort of walk in and go, "Yeah, this is actually quite nice"?
Yeah, this is decent. Jacuzzi and everything in there.
Right.
So I went out there on Sunday, trained Monday, trained Tuesday, trained Wednesday, played against Leeds on a Thursday. And you know when you played well.
Right.
I played really well. Played against a geezer called Kevin Sharp and ripped him a new arsehole. Right? So, and then the next day, Terry Butcher's called me in the office. And I'm in awe of him anyway.
Right.
Because of the amount of times he played for England. There's an iconic picture of him with the blood, with the bandages. He's gone, "Sit down, son." He's gone, "You excite me. I'm going to sign you."
If a man said that to me, I'd get worried.
Yeah.
But then when he said, "I'll sign you," like, ooh.
Yeah. And he locked the door anyway as well. Yeah, he's gone, "I'm going to sign you."
Amazing.
He said, "Go back to London. We've got a game in the week against Leicester.
Right.
Go and get your stuff. We'll play Leicester, and then you come back on the coach, and then we sign." And then the following week, true to his words, played against Leicester, come back, signed on the Friday, on my mum's birthday. And then I made my debut on the Sunday live on ITV against Middlesbrough.
So was your mum here for that?
No, she was in Jamaica.
Oh, right. But I take it you
But
were
I'm
just
ringing her.
ringing her, go, "Mum, guess what?
I'm
The boys done
professional
good."
Yeah, professional footballer now, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
She must have been proud. I mean, I think anybody whose son becomes, whether it's a professional boxer, footballer, entrepreneur, whatever, it's just an amazing
proud
thing.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
Was football in your family? Did your dad play or you?
No one.
Right, okay.
I'm the only one.
Right, okay.
I'm the only one who loves sport like that. I'm the only one who got in trouble as well.
Right, okay.
So I made my debut. I come on for 20 minutes live on ITV. We lost 4-1. And then I made my debut, my home debut. I started the game against Luton on the Tuesday. And if you don't know about Sunderland Football Club, the Roker Roar is something to be heard.
Right.
They're fanatical up there. It's packed. I got man of the match as well, 1-2-0.
Wow.
I had the first night out with the boys, thinking that I'm a celebrity. I come out the ground, all the newspapers want to talk to me. The next day, it's all escape to victory and all this bullshit in the paper. But he got sacked after 4 games.
Who's that? Tell.
Terry Butcher.
Wow.
And it must have been me. He must have got sacked for signing me.
Really?
But, nah, joking.
So now, if you're knocking the goals in, who give a f***? You should be getting promoted.
No, I don't think they was doing too good at the time. But then he's the reserve team manager took over.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand him. Proper flat cap man from Barnsley.
Yup.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yup, Jimmy.
Yeah. And he was giving me such a hard time. Like, even one Christmas I was injured. Couldn't play, but one of my family members was in hospital. I've gone in there, asked him, "Can I have some time off?" He's gone, "You got 1 day off." To come all the way to London to go back.
Day in itself, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. So I took 10 days. I took 10 days off. And I weren't earning much money at the time. I was earning 300 quid.
Now imagine if you were playing now.
That's what I
Get
said.
300 grand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'll come back. He's fined me 2 weeks' wages. And I'm like, I'm not feeling that anyway. He was like a sergeant major anyway. I've just been in prison. Don't want another screw. You know what I mean? So the assistant manager of Terry Butcher had got a manager's job at Doncaster. So I rang him up and said, any danger? You coming to get me or what? I said, I'll sign you all day long, son. So he ended up signing me for 20 grand.
Right.
And that's League Two now. That's a bottom division. But this is a lesson in life sometimes. Sometimes you have to take a couple of steps back to come forward.
Right.
You know? So went to Doncaster, played about 5-6 games. The season finishes. He gets the sack off season. I'm thinking, I'm getting all these gaffers a sack.
Right.
Huh? I'm in London.
Don't sign this guy.
Yeah,
He's going to get fired.
him. Don't sign him, get you the sack. But then one of the best things happened to me. Some geezer called Sammy Chung took over, along with some guy called George Smith. I'm in London. We come back for pre-season. After 10 games, no one don't know about you.
Right.
It's like in boxing. If you had 2 fights, no one don't really know about you. So I go back pre-season. I win all the running. Then we have a game the next day. I score one and make one. They call me in the office the next day. Go and sit down, son. What do you want to do with your career? I said, I want to play in the Premier League. They said, you got all the tools needed to play in the Premier League. So them just saying that has just given me so much confidence. Every team talk, they're like, get the ball out to Jamie. Jamie, take players on. All right, get crosses in. 10 months from me signing from Sunderland to Doncaster, I was playing in the Premier League. Leicester come in and signed me for 300 grand.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, like even now I have to pinch myself. Like,
So when, I don't know how this works, but when you say they signed you for 300 grand, does that mean they pay the club the money?
they play the club.
Oh, right, but you don't get anything out of that?
No, your agent negotiates.
Right, so
what
then
you get
your-
like signing on fee and
it,
your
got it.
wages and that.
Got it.
You know?
So they make the money on the sale of the player,
Yeah.
but then you get paid to sign on, and then you get paid a weekly
Then
wage.
I'll get paid a weekly wage. And obviously you think all your Christmases come at once at that time.
Right.
Like Mark McGee signed me.
Wow.
And then I was there. We was in the Prem, but then we got relegated. We was down near the bottom. And we started this next season. We started really well in the Championship.
Right.
But then Mark McGee walked out and went to Wolves. And then when one of the best managers I've ever had come in, Martin O'Neill,
Right.
the Mad Hatter. He could give you a hairdryer as well, by the way. Proper. But he taught me so much about being professional. Because I'm living a dream at that time. I'm going out all the time. Coming to London. When I was at Leicester, I was living in London. I was travelling back and forth because I want to be amongst the boys and that.
Right.
And I loved the rave. Garage was my scene at that time. Like,
Was you a Garage Nation fan?
a Coliseum, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coliseum's on my plot.
Well,
so.
that was it. That was my thing, you know. Didn't you?
Garage. Where was you at? Coliseum?
Coliseum. That was mine. Yeah.
Martin Liner and all that, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, so
I was always in there.
There you go. We probably walked past each other multiple times.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously on Friday, was that your night on a Friday?
No, so there was Liberties on a Friday, and then Garage Nation was on a Saturday, once every sort of 6 to 8 weeks, depending.
Yeah.
But we should do
And then Twice as Nice was on the Sunday.
on the Sunday,
Yeah, Twice as Nice was more mine because obviously I had to play on the Saturday.
Yeah, so Sunday was the.
Yeah, Sunday was my night.
I know all the footballers. We had a few footballers. We had Ferdinand,
Yeah.
Ashley Cole. We had a few of them come through. But I weren't really into football, so I wouldn't have known.
You would have known.
I wouldn't have been like, wow, you know. But if a boxer, like we had Gary Stretch. We actually had Alexander O'Neill come to one of our raves.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was actually quite funny. He turned up and he had big eyes. He was sort of like that. 3 in the morning. I was like, oh, Alex. He went, yeah, I'm fine. And then he just walked in and I was just like, you know, it's Alexander O'Neill.
That was a great spot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the best time of raving for me.
I think that would have been 98, 99.
Yeah,
Yeah.
98, 99 was probably up until 2002 was my best years.
Yeah,
in football.
97. So we started Gary's Nation in 1997, August
Yeah.
97.
Yeah,
And literally, I was into it probably at 95.
yeah,
My business partner was a guy called Jason Kay, who
Yeah.
is no longer with us. He died literally a few months ago. He just dropped down dead. But he, so RIP Jason Kay, but he was the one who said to me, "Oh, you've got to get into this garage thing." So when I used to have a One Nation drum and bass brand,
yeah,
and he used to DJ in the old school room because he used to be top buzz, so he'd play old school music.
Yeah.
Then he'd play in the garage room.
Yeah.
But he kept on at me, you got to do garage, you got to do garage. And then 97, we did this Garage Nation together. And then I'd say probably 98, it started hotting up. And then 99 was like when it went nuts. And
Yeah.
I think then it was the Coliseum. Obviously, Iron Nappa. Did you get to Iron Nappa?
I had about 6 tours out in Iron Nappa.
So you done 6 tours of Iron Nappa. So
Yeah.
what? When you say 6 tours, you mean 6 years, or do you mean
Yeah, 6 years.
Right,
I've done
okay.
six times out
what was
there.
your favourite club?
Probably, was it Spot, was it?
So we used to do the Emporium,
Yeah,
and we did Emporium, we did Pizzazz,
yeah.
we did the Ice.
And what was the one? Marinella's was good before we went out properly.
In the square,
On the square,
yeah. And
then you have David Hours.
everyone's
on the-
drinking that fucking Zambuca. That
No, I
is the
would've-
shittest fucking drink.
I couldn't drink that.
Do you know what? Everyone's going to me, oh, you got to have Zambuca, you got to have Zambuca. And they're all like setting fire to it and knocking them back. And
Yeah.
I tasted it and it reminded me of fucking Pernod.
Yeah,
Right? It was that bad. So
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't drink it. Yeah, that was, so everyone used to go in the square. Then everyone used to go out. And then do you remember like the After Hours Club, Insomnia?
or River Reggae.
Oh, you used to go there?
I used to go there
that
sometimes.
as well. Yeah,
Depends if you pulled or not, innit?
Right, yeah. Mate, you could not pull in. I mean, it was hard not to pull in Iron Nappa.
Yeah, but I was one of them shy ones, and I was very fussy.
Right, okay. So they were all queuing up, going, "Oh, look, there's football over there." And you were just like, "No, you know."
But I used to go with my boys.
Right.
I wouldn't really go with the footballers. I go with my boys from off the street and that. So I'll be like in the corner doing what I'm doing.
Right.
They wouldn't even probably know that I was a footballer
Right.
unless someone told them.
Right.
You know, I always come back home.
You got to have some funny stories in Iron Nappa.
Yeah, I've got loads in there.
So in the back of that Insomnia Club, did you ever go?
No.
There was a secret room,
Yeah.
and you pressed a button.
Yeah.
There was a fucking monkey in there. I mean, it's just like f***ed up. And this geezer who owned it, I don't know if his name was Spiros or he had a funny name.
Yeah.
Obviously, because he's from Cyprus,
Yeah.
right? But I remember when he first walked in, he goes, "You press the button and you come in the room. The monkey said, don't worry about the monkey." I was just like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, because it started at fucking 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So you go in there like 4 a.m. and it went on till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So everyone was sort of, all the clubs were shut and everyone would just descend on that place. I mean, you used to see some fucking white states
Yeah,
in
I
there.
never went there. Never went there. River Reggae I went a few times because that was open until 9, 10 o'clock in the morning as well. So we go straight there. Most of the footballers go straight there after. So that's where we used to go to.
Yeah.
I used to love Nappa. That's the best time of raving for me.
Yeah. Well, it was like you went out from like September, you went all through, up to probably like April, May, and then June, Nappa started off. So it was it only really sort of kicked off small, probably I'd say like the last week. But July and August was fucking nuts there. I mean, it was just like.
Yeah, we used to go probably June because we would be back at season in July.
Right.
So all the footballers would descend on Iron Nappa in June.
Yeah, we'd always have 2 weeks out there, and we was also doing it in Ibiza.
You done well to do 2 weeks.
But we'd have Ibiza as well, so I would do 2 weeks in Ibiza, 2 weeks in Iron Nappa. So my summer, I had fucking a month of just going fucking potty with my mates, drinking and going fucking crazy. So it was fun times.
In our younger days, I think we could do that, but
Oh yeah, I was in my 20s. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to do that now.
You're in your prime.
Midnight, I'll be like, I'm going to bed now. Do you know what I mean? But back then it was like.
Yeah, it's a norm, innit?
Yeah, you wake up, come in, let's go again.
And it was a big drinking culture in football at that time as well.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing with Iron Nappa is, and obviously when you come out to London, mainly in the garage scene, it was, I think occasionally people would take smoke whatever, but it wasn't really a pilly vibe.
No, it wasn't.
And obviously in Nappa there was no drugs. So
Yeah.
there was no, I know a few people might have smoked, but if you got quite a bit, the police
If you
would
got
beat
caught
you.
over there, you're in
you
problems
up,
over there.
Fuck you up, put you in jail.
Yeah.
So it was just drink as much as you can.
Yeah.
Until you fall
Blinded,
over.
yeah. You get blinded.
So what's your Nappa story then you was going to share with us?
I want to say a huge thanks to our sponsors, Fragrance du Bois. Now, for those of you that don't know about Fragrance du Bois, where have you been? It is one of the leading luxury fragrances, only available in Harrods, Selfridges and Neiman Marcus in New York. They've got so many different fragrances for men, for women. All of the fragrances are unisex, so make sure you get involved and sample the delights of Fragrance du Bois. For all the Criminal Connection podcast crew, we've got a special discount for you. 10% off. All you need to do when you click on the link below and choose your luxury fragrance is to put in CCPOD10 for the 10% discount.
Right. There's some bird who used to work there called Kelly. She was like 9.5 out of 10. Like,
Right up your street.
Yeah, right up my street. Cypriot looking, green eyes.
Right.
All the boys are after her and all that. But every night she's making a beeline for me. But I'm like, nah, she can't like me. Then one night, I plucked up the courage. I said, me on holiday, do you fancy coming out for dinner? On holiday, the boys have ripped me. So I've took her out now.
They're going, oh, Jamie's having a holiday romance.
That's what they're giving it. Yeah?
Jamie's in love.
I was getting all of that. So we go out for dinner now.
Please tell me you didn't fucking get down on one knee and propose to her.
That has been known a few times as well, by the way. I am Mr. Romeo, by the way. So I took her out for dinner now. Sat next to her, we've had starter. And she's gone to me. I find you so fucking horny. And I like, can we have the bill, please?
Fuck the main course.
Fuck the food. Let's take her back now.
I mean, what a fucking line. What a line. I've never had a bird say that to me. I'm going to rub up next to you on the way out.
I nearly fell off my chair. Took her back. We had a proper holiday romance.
Right.
But I've staged an extra 4 days. It's been known regular with me. So I've gone back now. Gone back to pre-season. We're in the Premiership now at Bradford. We've just been promoted. And I'm the fittest in the group by a country mile.
Especially after being in that bird for 4 days.
But when I used to come back, I used to train my bollocks off.
Right.
So I've gone back. Paul Jewell's the manager, top manager. We're doing these 400-metre runs, but we're getting St. Kitts the next day on tour.
Right.
On the last run, I pull my quad. He's gone to me, you got to stay in Yorkshire while we go to St. Kitts and get treatment on it.
Okay, that's a fucking
I said,
short
yeah.
straw.
I said, yeah, all the best with that one. I booked a flight to Nappa to see that bird.
Right.
So I'm ringing up all the time saying I'm sick. I think he half swallowed it, yeah? They've come back from St. Kitts. He's asked a geezer at Yorkshire Clinic, has Jamie been in? He said, no, he's been ringing up sick all the time. So he's thought nothing of it. Then we've had a photo shoot. He's pulled me after the photo shoot, so he's gone, Jamie, I need a word. I said, yeah, what's the matter, Gaffer? He's gone, listen, I'm going to say this to you. If you tell me a lie, I'm going to fine you 2 weeks' wages, you never play for me again. If you tell me the truth, I'll fine you 2 weeks' wages. Was you in Nappa? I said, yes, Gaffer. Someone had wrote a letter in saying that they see me out in Nappa dancing with purple hair, with champagne, with a bird.
I hope you got video footage of this. On picture.
We never used to have phones like that back in the day. But I had to hold my hands up and
what the f*** is wrong? What fucking lowlife would do that? Write a letter.
Mate, I've got to find out.
I've seen one of your footballers with purple hair dancing with a girl in a nightclub. This is disgusting.
Mate, he never ever find me.
Wow. Top man.
Yeah, and years later, because we're good friends now, he said when he was asking me, in the back of his head, he was just saying, please tell me the truth. Because he would have had to go through with his words, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he would have had to, I would have never played for him again.
Right.
You know? So he loved it that I put my hands up. And that's how we had a great relationship like that.
Amazing.
He used to always wind me up as well before kick-off as well. But me and him were really good.
What was one of his wind-ups?
This is what he used to do every week, because he knew my character. He used to say, fucking hell, son, I watched last week's video. You got roughed up, didn't you? And just walk away. And you could see him laughing to himself.
Right.
And he knows in my head, I'm gonna smash every fucker on Saturday. You know? But I would not shout it. I'd be, all right, cool. I'll show you on Saturday.
He'd be tackling people.
Yeah, I'll be smashing people for fun. And running through brick walls for people.
Right, right.
You know, but that's good man management.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's why we're good friends now.
So what happened with the Iron Nappa girl? Did she
Nah,
fizzled out?
yeah, it fizzled out. You know, like the season started.
Right.
Kept in contact with her a couple of times, but I had other birds on the go at the
And
time.
they was all coming up to you going, you make me feel so horny. You said, now, not another one.
And then I had my kids.
Wow. How many kids you got?
I got 4.
Wow.
But this is my thing. When I was at Leicester, obviously you're getting a bit more attention, ain't you?
Right.
Then started seeing a girl in London called Leslie. She got pregnant. Then
Was that intentional or was it a surprise?
Nah, it weren't intentional.
Oh, so she
It was
rang you up and
intentional
said,
from her.
surprise.
Intentional for her.
I got a really nice surprise for you, Jamie.
I had left her. I'd only seen her a couple months.
Wow.
And then she's rang me up saying I'm pregnant.
So if there's any footballers watching this and they're on the rise, would you give them...
Be careful.
Bag up.
Yeah, bag up, mate. Yeah. If they say, now I'm on the field, don't believe them.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. But then I left her anyway.
Right.
And I started seeing someone else. Made the same mistake again. So my first 2 kids are 4 months apart.
Wow.
Just imagine the stress. Right? 2 mothers, and they live around the corner from each other.
Wow.
That was stress.
Did they actually know each other?
Know of each other.
Right, okay. I didn't know if they... I was going to say...
No,
if
they weren't mates or nothing
hell.
like that. They
How
knew
much
of
he
each
paying
other.
you? How much he paying you?
Listen, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Having kids is a beautiful thing.
It
But
changes the
obviously,
game, innit?
But I think, you know, it would have been nice if you'd have actually been with and actually said, let's have a kid,
Yeah.
and actually been married and actually, because I think the thing is, like you said, you wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, I was lucky that when a mum and dad, when I was growing up,
Yeah.
they split up when I was 13.
Yeah.
But I still had that thing when they was growing up. So,
Yeah.
and I think, you know,
That
for
grounding, innit?
kids, I think they do need both. I know some people say, no, they don't. They could just do it for a woman or do it for a man. But they do need both because I
They do
think
need both.
whether you're a girl or boy,
Yeah.
you need the male and the female
100%.
influences to help you, you know. And are you quite hands-on, Dad? Did you spend a lot of time with them?
It's hard when you're playing football because my kids are in London, right?
And if you're up there,
So what happened when I was playing for Leicester? We done really well at Leicester. We got promoted again to the Premier League.
Oh.
Actually won the League Cup. Played with some great players like Emil Heskey.
he's a great player.
Great player, great geezer as well. He was my roomie. And then we had some great players like Muzzy, Neil Lennon, Gary Parker. It's numerous, too many. And the management team were quality for me.
Right.
And then I went to Bradford, right, which is 200 miles away. Can't travel from London to Bradford every day to train. So I bought my first house then. Bought it in Leeds. And then when you're a footballer and your kids are in London, it's hard to be a parent.
Yeah.
Because you're training from Monday to Friday, playing on the Saturday. You might have the Sunday off, you might not.
And after you've had a week of that, that's the last thing you want to do, start going to London, trying to be a dad,
That's what
making
I'm
up for
saying.
lost time, then getting back up there and then back in the office. I know it's not the office, but it's the same as...
It's the same thing, like you got to be professional as well. At this time as well, my second year at Bradford, I am proper professional. as the other years, I was pretending at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm playing the field, I'm going out, I'm drinking, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm trying to be a parent, but I might have 1-2 days in a month.
Right.
That's not enough to be a parent.
Right.
You know? And it was hard. It was hard, like even my daughter, I haven't seen my daughter for 20-something years because of the mum. But like my boy, who was the same age as her,
Yeah.
I was with him Saturday. We're in contact all the time, and
Amazing.
I got two younger ones, one at 22 and one at 16.
That's for the same woman.
No, I got three different mothers.
Three
Different
But
mothers.
you got two with the most
The
recent
last one.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was the last one.
You still with her or not?
No.
So who's going to be number 4?
No more number 4.
No mas.
No, I've tapped out. I need to find someone to settle down with now.
Right.
You know, but my daughters and my son and all that,
Amazing.
they're blessings. They're proper blessings. Like we're in contact all the time.
Lovely. And obviously from Bradford, where did you sort of end up from?
From Bradford, I was at Bradford 6 years.
Wow.
It was my best time in football. Got promoted to the Premier League with Bradford again.
This is an ongoing trait. You go to a club,
Yeah,
and they get promoted.
we get promoted, but we had a great team. We had a great manager, great team. Changing rooms
Right.
win you things. If everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet, you go places.
Right.
And we had a team who worked for each other. We went out together.
Yeah.
We fought together. We done everything together. That's why we got promoted. But the biggest achievement was staying up in the Premier League the next year.
Yeah.
And we beat Liverpool at home, which was probably the hardest game I had to play in for myself because just before it, leading up to the game on the Wednesday, I found out my dad was dying.
Oh, it must have been terrible.
I had a phone call from Jamaica. Dad's dying. And I went into the manager. I'd been out injured as well, 5 weeks, broken jaw, both sides. I went into the gaffer, I said, Gaffer, I don't think I can play in this game. Like, just found out my dad's dying. His team talk. Do it for your dad.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. You know?
Do you know what? It's weird. Like, I think if you're hit with a curveball like that, where someone's on their way out, it's very easy to just, like you said, I don't want to play. You know, you let the emotion get hold of you. But if you actually channel that into, I'm doing it for my dad, I want to make him fucking proud.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you played that game, excelled, and fucking and kick Liverpool's ass.
And that's what happened. And even the gaffer after, he done me after the game. We beat them 1-0 and they needed to beat us to go in the Champions League, Liverpool. Come in the change room, all the boys are celebrating. He's come up to me, he's gone to me, whispered in my ear, that's for your dad. He done me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Emotional and all that. Because none of the boys knew.
Wow.
You know, I kept it to myself.
It's good as well that, he respected your privacy because most people would try and, get all the boys around you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's losing his dad. And it might not be something you want anyone to know about. You know
I wouldn't want that. Yeah. It's tough enough anyway, you know what I mean? Yeah. I just wanted to deal with it in my own time.
What did your dad die of?
Died of cancer. But he did get to see me play in the Premier League.
Wow.
He come and watch me play at Chelsea.
Amazing.
He come to the hotel.
Did you beat Chelsea?
No, I think we got beat 1-0.
Okay. Well, that's not bad.
Nah, it's not bad at Chelsea.
I mean, playing Chelsea and Liverpool, I mean, they're all great teams, right?
Yeah, they're proper teams as well, like top 4 teams, you know what I mean? Like they're proper players like Zola and Vialli and all that playing against us. But just for my dad to experience coming to the game, I remember he come to the hotel and I'd give him money because my dad was normally a suit man. You know?
Right.
So I'd give him money to go and buy some clothes to car. He turned up in a tracksuit. I've never seen him in a tracksuit before.
That was for a suit. That was for a suit.
He loved it. And I used to go Jamaica every year to go and see them and spend time with my mum and my dad.
I do like Jamaica. I've been a few times. I stayed in in Algeciras, and
the grill's the best place for me.
I've been to the Grill, which was amazing. And where's that Blue Moon Hotel? Where's that?
Is that Ochi
I'm not sure.
or
but
Runaway Bay?
It was. But I've been to like 2 or 3 different places, and I did love the island. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
Great.
I ain't been back. Last time I went back, I went buried mum about 6 years ago.
Can I see you lost your mum and dad?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And what did your mum get cancer as well?
Nah, old age.
Oh, right,
Old
okay.
age one, like, toughest one.
Right.
But because I spent so much time with mum, me and mum used to have a date night.
Right.
Thursday and Sunday it was our date night.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like we should go and she'd cook me dinner and just spend time with her.
Does she still give you that little fucking speech? Was she always?
No, she don't need it to then. But you see, my mum, she was so proud in the end.
Yeah.
Like you could see by her looks that she was proud of me in the end.
Well, do you know what's mad? Like if you've got 9 siblings,
Yeah,
and you're the only one who's actually gone down this road.
yeah,
First, she must have been like, because I remember my dad used to say to me, he'd always say to me, he'd be like, "Where have you come from?" Because my mum and dad were just normal bods.
yeah,
My mum worked in a scaffolding company in the office, and my dad worked in Tesco's, right? So to them, they were just like normal bods. They just thought, oh, you're going to go out of school, you're going to do whatever.
Yeah.
Then obviously I took a completely different, I was
different route.
boxing, I was putting on club nights, I was started going into acting, started doing movies, all sorts of shit. And they, I think for them, they're proud of me.
Yeah,
But they were like, where the fuck have you come from? Do you know what I mean? And in a way, I think it gives your parents that, like you said, they're proud of you because they're just like,
but you saw the hard work from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, and that's what my mum and dad instilled in me from early. They said to me from early as well, "You're a black guy, yeah. You've got to work twice as hard as anyone to get anywhere," and I always took that on board.
Do you know something? It's weird. Like I think in the 70s, England was like a completely different place.
Yeah,
and I think when you was talking earlier about the racism and all that sort of stuff, I actually think that the reason why it was so prevalent in the 70s and the 80s was basically because, as a nation, we were ignorant, right? The working classes were, right? And nobody actually said, there was no diversity. Nobody said, oh, there's different places in the world and there's different people in the world, and explain it. So people would actually, if you was different in any way, shape or form, people would say things to you that they wouldn't say to you now. Do you know what I mean?
They would never say it to you.
But I think as you go through that, one thing that I learned when I was growing up, it didn't matter what colour you were, what religion you were, whether you were rich, poor, fat, skinny, whatever, you got fucking terrorised. And I think what it did do was it built character. And I think and back then obviously, if you was upset, there was that saying, wasn't it? Man up, you know, don't be this, don't be that, and there was nobody would entertain anybody's emotions. Yeah. It was quite fucking hard.
It was harsh.
Growing up. But I think what it did was it did make people, out of tough times come diamonds or whatever they say,
But I think we've gone the other way now.
Yeah.
Too far the other way.
Yeah.
I think they're soft now.
I think there's 3 things that I don't like.
Yeah.
One of them is telling people they don't have to win is taking part. I think that's bullshit.
I say it all the time on my Instagram. I'm like, what are you creating?
Right.
What are you creating about? It's not about winning. If you go for a job interview, you've got to win because there's about 100 applicants.
But you come home and you go, how'd you get on? I didn't get the job, but I took part.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done.
Yeah, well done, mate. Right? Like football now, like youngsters, they haven't got no table and all that, football table. I used to love winning medals as a kid. That's why I play.
Right.
Like, I still play vets. I'm 54, I still play vets. We won a cup the other day.
Right.
If I had runners up, I'd have thrown the medal away. Truthfully.
Right.
So all this not competing balls.
Yeah, I think that's one of the worst things.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is having this environment where everybody is offended by everything. And if you say something, you're either far right or you're racist or you're anti this or anti that. And the reality is, in life, you can have whatever opinions and views.
Yeah.
Your opinions and views might be different to mine,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to tell you what your opinions and views should be. And you shouldn't tell me what mine should be. And I do actually think that in the old days, people would be able to say whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Right. And if you didn't like it, well, don't fucking talk to them. It's that simple. Do you know what I mean?
It's simple as.
And it seems to me like all common sense has left the building.
Yeah, 100%.
I actually said to someone the other day, I'm waiting for someone to wake me up and say, it's been an April Fool's joke for the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
It is.
Yeah. What's your third?
Well, the third one is I honestly believe that with children,
Yeah.
they have to be disciplined, right?
Yeah.
And I think that all this
with you.
shit where teachers aren't allowed to fucking tell them off,
Yeah.
they're not allowed to do this. I mean, you know, if you fucked about when you fucking book round the ear roll, or you get grabbed around the back of the fucking front across
Or
the
the
front.
cheek on the chalkboard thrown at you.
The rubber would fucking hit you on the back of the head. And you're like, fucking hell. And you didn't do it again.
Yeah. You're scared of your teacher, weren't you?
But it's like the police, right? If you see people now interacting with the police, as soon as they pull them over, start filming them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right? And so I don't agree with the filming of the police.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the teachers having this thing where they're not allowed to tell people off, they've got to do this, they've got to do that. And it's like that they are also having to sort of follow this kind of weird thing where they're not allowed to discipline the kids. And if the kid wants to turn up one day and say, I identify as a fucking teapot,
Yeah.
you go, okay, well, you know, you can be a teapot and you can just sit there all day going like that. Or, you know, you want to be a cat, you know, and people are getting litter trays and all this stuff. I mean, I laughed about it all initially, but then I just thought if I was a kid, I'd be doing that just to fucking play up.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd be going, actually, I don't fuck about here.
Yeah.
No one's going to tell me if I'll be a fucking cat all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but I don't know where this stuff's coming from. I mean, it's just insane.
They even got HR at football clubs.
Wow.
How about that? So coaches have to watch what they say to kids and all that.
Right.
And that's what, like, see at my academy, none of that bullshit.
Right.
I'm like, they know what time of day it is, right? They're scared when they come. If anyone's late, I'll punish everyone,
Right.
right? So the boys then start policing each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
It don't be makes you turn up at fucking 9.
that's what they say. That's what they say to each other. Like, listen, I'm not doing extras for you. You know what I mean? And then if they do, then they're kicking out of each other in training,
Right.
because he's come late.
But do you know something? I think that thing where people aren't scared of being told off now. There is no fear of authority. There's no fear of, you know, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I think what that does is it basically gives people carte blanche to do whatever the they want.
Yeah.
And then you do actually end up with anarchy. Yeah. And I think we're seeing that now where you've got these kids on the streets robbing people, stabbing people with fucking zombie knives and fucking all this shit, shooting people. And you sort of think, this is England. You know what I mean? It's knives aren't legal, guns aren't legal. Yeah. You know, and I don't know where this zombie knife craze has come from. I mean,
I don't know where it's come from, man. That's why I'm scared for certain kids out there. Like, I'm scared for my youngest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're the ones that you know, our kids essentially are going to be exposed to this shit where they could be walking down the road, wrong place, wrong time, and there's a fucking altercation and they walk in the middle of it.
And lose their life for what?
And that's the thing, you know, what people don't seem to get. And I've spoken to a couple of younger people about this, and I've said to them, why do you carry a fucking tool, basically? And they're like, well, for protection. And you're like, yeah, but if somebody pulls it out on you, you're going to pull it out on them.
Yeah.
And unless you know how to use it, you're going to probably end up fucking stabbing them in the wrong place and killing them.
Yeah.
You're going to jail for fucking however long.
Yeah.
And you've ruined that fucking family's life.
Yeah.
And that kid's no longer here.
Yeah.
And to me, that is just madness, you know. And knife crime in London over the past few years has gone up exponentially. And that's, you know, scary. I mean, you sort of...
It's a joke.
You know, I know people that are actually moving out of London because they're worried about their kids. And you sort of think, what the fuck's going on? You know,
I'm out of London now. I'm in Surrey.
Right.
Because I want better for them. You know? I don't want them to be walking through that, but also I want them to be a little bit streetwise as well.
I think everybody should have discipline.
Yeah.
Everyone should be respectful and polite.
Yeah.
And everybody should, you know, have a little bit of street savvy about them. Do you know what I mean? Because
That's what I'm trying to instill in these boys, what I train.
So obviously, we've obviously gone into this now, but
Yeah.
if you just rewind just to when you was at the end of your
When I went to
career.
Bradford, then I played for Jamaica.
Yeah. So that was after Bradford.
When I was at Bradford, I started playing for Jamaica.
Right.
And my mum used to come and watch all the time, especially in Jamaica. I used to send someone for her to get her,
Right.
and she'd come to the stadium. She was mad proud. And you know, Jamaicans, they dress up in their Sunday best when they're coming to football. Super proud.
Yeah.
So I ended up playing 24 times for Jamaica.
Wow.
Played against the world champions, Brazil.
Yeah.
And then 2005, I retired.
Right. How old was you then?
35.
Wow. I think that's not a bad running. Most footballers around
12 years
Yeah.
as a professional.
Yeah.
And then they retired me. And then I found it tough for a good 2 years.
Well, it must be mad when you wake up in the morning, you haven't got any training, you've got a game to play. What did you do at that period of time?
Drunk too much.
You want to run?
Huh?
Want to run?
Yeah. I was drinking too much.
Right.
Nearly got involved on the street again. Because, let's have it right, yeah. 1 minute you got all this money coming in, then it's all gone. You don't know when your next paycheck is coming in. The hard part as well is that you got structure.
Right.
Monday to Friday you're training, playing on a Saturday, then you ain't got nothing. But my thing was always the gym. So I made sure that I would go gym near enough every day. But then the hardest part is relationships. Because I was living up north. She was living down here. Then all of a sudden I'm back here.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
Exactly. And you're used to having your own space. She's probably used to having her own space. Then you're together every day.
Right.
And you actually realise that you don't even like her.
Right.
You know? So that puts a strain on it. The money's put a strain on it. Me going out drinking's put a strain on it.
Right.
So the relationship breakdown. And if you look at the facts in football, it's probably about 85% of marriages or relationships break down after football.
Wow.
You know? Because for one, when you're playing football, they allow you to get away with certain things.
Right.
You might buy them a new bag or take them on holiday to get... Then that's not happening no more.
Right.
Then they get a backbone. Then the relationship crumbles.
Right.
And then the book come out when I was about 37.
And that was that. I looked it up on Amazon. Actually, it looks like a good book. It's done. It's got a good rating as well. It's
Yeah, the people like it.
Yeah.
Listen, from where I come from to where I got to, they like it.
I mean, it's great, isn't it? From the hood to the Premiership
Yeah.
to becoming an author. I mean, you know, it's
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? When I was getting sentenced, I never thought that would happen.
wow.
You know, so that come out when I was 37. And I was scratching around. I started playing semi-pro football as well at the time, which gave me a bit of purpose as well.
Right.
And then after the book, I went on GMTV again. And a school for naughty kids contacted me in South London, where I come from. Said, can you come and have a talk? Went in there, had a talk. What can you do with our kids? I said, I use sport as a vehicle and change a lot of their lives.
Right.
I worked there for 5 years and changed a lot of the boys' lives. I'm still friends with a lot of them now.
Amazing.
They've gone on to places, own businesses, got kids, and they're not in that world no more.
Right.
So, and none of them ever walked past me in the street. And that job was so rewarding as a joke. And I love it because someone done that for me,
Yeah.
you know?
It was good to give back as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's a gift. It don't cost no money, you know? Just you being there and with these boys, I'll change their life because not everyone's academic.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean? You have to find out what they're good at. and genuinely care about them. Ask, like, what you done today? What you're doing is wrong. You have boundaries as well, and you don't drop below them boundaries. I don't let them drop below them boundaries. If I see them doing something wrong, I'll pull them up.
Yeah.
Right?
I think one of the biggest problems with children in general is, especially with social media now, they want to get it quick and they want to get it now. They don't realise they've actually got to put the work in.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. And then I think the other thing is they need to be told they can achieve greatness.
Yeah.
And like you said, like when I was at school, I was an academic. But it's probably because my mum and dad weren't on top of me. They weren't like, make sure you do your revision, make sure this is serious, you've got to keep exams. And I just fucked about. And I think in hindsight, I wish that they'd have pushed me harder. But I wish.
Would you be where you are now, though?
But I think what it did was it set me back. Because if you imagine, I'm at school.
Yeah.
I'm not academic. I haven't got someone on my shoulder going, have you done your homework?
Yeah.
This is important. You've got to revise. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And pushing me because they were both out of work.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then when you're at school and the careers officer says, what do you want to be? And I tell them and they just sort of go, no, what do you want to be really? I'm like, well, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And there was no real sort of like, if you want to do that, go for it.
Yeah.
You can achieve it.
Yeah.
And you can achieve anything you want. And that's what kids need to hear because you know, it isn't fucking easy.
Yeah.
Like to achieve anything worth having. It's hard.
Yeah.
But people should be encouraged to follow that path.
Follow your dream.
If you want to fucking sing. Even if you never fucking become a pop star, if you're not Taylor Swift or fucking Frank Sinatra, if you are singing in a pub and earning £300 a week, you got to fucking live in. Out doing something you enjoy. So for me, I'd much rather be doing that and not have been, you know, one of the all-time greats, but I'm still doing what I'm enjoying. I'm getting paid for it. But people say, well, you're not going to be Frank Sinatra or fucking Taylor Swift. Don't bother. And then you go, okay, well, I'll go and work in a shop then. And you're fucking miserable. Do you know what I mean? So,
and that's what I say to my youngsters, like, look, because I train the footballers now. And I say to them, listen, one thing you need to do is give it a proper go, right? I have no regrets later on in life. When you get to 30, 35, whatever, you can still probably go and get a job then. But give it everything you have now, right? Because if I had never followed my dream as a footballer, I'll be sitting there thinking...
We'd probably be in jail.
Yeah, I would be in jail. I know I would be in jail. Or dead.
Yeah.
You know, one of the two.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the boys love me, because I'm hard on them.
Right.
But when I see them doing well, you know how proud I am. I'm like... And I tell them.
They're like your babies, isn't they?
Yeah. Literally, I like my babies. I'm like, I tell them, I say, listen, you've come on leaps and bounds. I want to see more. I want to see more from you. You've got more in you. You don't realise what you got in you.
I think a lot of people as well, especially men, right, don't tend to talk about their feelings and they don't tend to have a strong male role model in their life. And you know, when I went to the boxing club when I was younger, my boxing trainer became like my fucking surrogate father, and I'm sure that's similar to what you do, right?
Yeah, that's
and
what I
and
do.
I think kids need someone going, I'm rooting for you, son. You can fucking do it.
Yeah.
Whether it's your boxing coach, your football coach, your teacher, your mate, people need that. People need to be pushed forward. And I think
100%.
if you don't have that, and you know, I didn't have it in my life.
Yeah.
My dad was down the pub drinking right, when he finished work, so he never come home and went, I'm proud of you, son. You can achieve it, son. And you need someone to G you up. You need people to fucking...
I never had that either, but I always had the teachers.
Yeah.
I also had John Sackett. I had the prison officers. They're all telling me I was a good player.
Yeah.
And in my head anyway, I knew that was all right. But when they're saying that you're good, give me that belief as well, man.
I think I don't know why they don't do this in schools.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the things that education's missing at the minute.
Yeah.
They should be telling kids they can be whatever they want to be, got to fucking work hard at it, but you can achieve whatever you want.
100%.
Instead of worrying about fucking, you know, identifying as cats and dogs or fucking sheep or whatever it is, and worrying about all these different genders. To me, it's like, is this important?
Yeah.
Right? It might be important to you,
Yeah.
but it's not important to me. So what's important to me? And I just think, like, I talk to my kids, and all of this stuff does is just confuse them. They don't know what they can say, what they can think, what they can do. Where it's like, guys, this really isn't important, right? You're better off just fucking focusing on what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Have a go. You
Yeah.
can achieve it. You know what I mean? The rest of it's just noise. You know what I mean? You don't need to listen to this noise. If you're interested in that, or you want to engage in that, fine. But for the majority of people, I think people need to be told, what do you want to do? I want to do that. Have a go.
Yeah.
This is how much fucking work you're going to have to put in if you want to get there.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared to do that, don't fucking do it. Do you know what I mean? Because, but again, everyone's looking for the hack, isn't they? How can I be how can I get 1 million followers on Instagram? How can I become a millionaire?
Oh mate, how can I be an influencer?
Yeah.
That's my youngest one. My youngest one, how can I be an influencer? But then the 22-year-old, it's like chalk and cheese. Like she got a first in criminology.
Wow.
I was one of her projects.
You sitting there, she's going, Dad.
I was one of her projects. She done me about how the prison system can work for you.
Wow.
Right? But
That's amazing.
She's a good singer.
Right.
She's a good singer. We had a meeting last week about her singing and that. She's totally different than the younger one.
Wow.
Probably because we've been softer on the younger one than her. But I tell them all the time, even the boys what I train, I say, listen, you might not make it as a footballer, but you're going to make it in life because you work hard, And then I said, dream big always. Don't settle for anything and enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Then it ain't work.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
And when did your Jamie Lawrence Academy come about? When did that come about?
That was part of like when I finished playing football, I needed something to do.
Right.
That's when I started it. And then I think I had the best set of players I've ever had. They used to come to me every day and we'd be there like 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
And none of them would get bored. I'm in contact with every single one of them who I started with then. And some of them went on and made it in professional football.
Wow.
And
I hope you signed him up and you was getting 10%.
No, I wasn't actually. I weren't bright enough at the time. I weren't sharp enough. I mean,
But it's amazing you've done that. And when you set up the Jamie Lawrence Academy, was that really just to basically get kids out of the hood that would normally go down the wrong path and actually show them, actually there's another way, get them off the streets, get them doing something positive?
Yeah, because listen, when they come, idle hands on it, you get into trouble, all right? So they come to me and I was like a father to a lot of them as well.
Right.
It's like they never wanted to disappoint me.
Right.
So like, I said,
Who's their scary Jamaican father?
I turned into my mum and dad. But they genuinely know that I care about them.
Right, amazing.
So they don't want to go and do anything. Then I you know what I say to them all the time? I said, listen, if you want to be a gangster, tell me about all the happy endings you see. Huh?
There aren't any.
There ain't no happy endings.
Right.
Right? I said, listen, you might have a good run, right? But you don't see no one think, you know what, I'm going to get out now and set up a business. Oh, one more. Yeah? It's never one more. You either go to jail or you're getting done, or you're dead. There's no in between.
JDS, jail, death, skin. One of the three.
Yeah. And nowadays as well, even if you're earning £1, as soon as you get nicked, everything's talk anyway.
Right.
Yeah? You got to start again anyway.
Yeah.
And for me, as a youngster, when I was doing crime, it's easy because it's only me.
And also, back then,
there
was no CCTV.
No.
Things were different then. Do you know what I mean?
It was different.
You were probably unlucky that you got caught.
Yeah.
If then people in a glass shop, you'd have probably got away.
I would have got off.
Yeah.
But then I was on my own. I never had no kids. When you have kids now, you're fair play to people on the outside. You can't just go underground, right? People know where to look for you, right? And you don't want to see your kids come to prison to see you.
No.
You don't want them on the visits, right? So the game changes.
Can you imagine, couldn't you, there at school going, oh, yeah, what did you do yesterday? I want to see my daddy in prison.
That's
I
what I'm
mean, it's not a
saying.
good look, is it?
No, it's not a good look. You don't want that for your kids, right? And you don't want it for yourself.
And if you was going to impart any advice to our listeners or viewers, what would you basically like to say to them? You know, if they're thinking of going down the wrong path, or they're just at a crossroads where they don't know which way to turn.
Right. For one, I've never seen no happy endings, right? For two, all that energy, what you're using for the wrong things, you can achieve anything you need to achieve if you put it in a positive vein. I tell you, like, if you dream big and think outside the box, because let's have it right, when you come from the street, we are very creative. And if you create something, you never know where it will go. Just take a chance.
I think that's great advice, Jamie. And I think when you actually look at, you know, life, people need positivity. What people like focusing on is negativity. And I always think there's an old saying, if you think you can do it, and if you think you can't do it, you're right.
Yeah.
So whatever you believe, if you go, I can't do it, okay, you can't do it. If you can do it, okay, you can do it. And you know, it sounds so fucking obvious.
Yeah.
But I always have this thing where I always look at people on social media, and I always look at how people talk and how people comment on social media. And what I always find interesting is the ones that are normally going, you're fat, you're this, you're that, I'd hate you, you're rubbish. They're normally the ones that are bums, that have got no life. And what they don't understand is that they're never going to get anything good, right? It's just literally like, I'm a breeding ground for negativity. So whatever I'm putting out, I'm going to get back. 100%. But I don't realise it. 100%. And that is a lesson for anybody watching this
100%.
that has that fucking negative mindset or that jealous mindset where people look at you and go, I don't like you because you've done better than me, or you've got something that I haven't got. You wish people well. I've always been the same. If I see you drive it, you put up in a fucking Ferrari, I'm going to go, I fucking love your car, Jamie.
Yeah.
How'd you get that? And if you went, oh, I invested in a fucking stock, I'd have been like, well, thanks for fucking letting me know.
But give me a friggin'.
But if you were driving around in the Skoda,
and
I said, oh, well, what happened to your Ferrari? And you went, I invested in that. I said, well, don't tell me about that one.
And it's banter, and it's good-hearted banter.
Yeah, I always find if you wish people well and you have that positive mindset.
I've always done that. No matter where I am, I always, listen, I clap my friends or everyone else. When they're doing well, I tell them.
And you clap your enemies as well.
I clap my enemies. You know what I mean? I just stay out their way. You know? Now, before, I'll be on it. But now, I ain't got no energy for that.
And what your plans now, Jamie? You set your academy out. Have you got any other things you're working on, or you want to?
Yeah, well, we've had a couple of meetings about making a film about my life,
right?
Which I think is the next step.
Yeah,
I'm working for Zambia, the national team, and that as well.
Right, amazing.
Yeah, and I do a lot of strength and conditioning. So in pre-season, this is my busiest time.
Right.
All the professionals come to me, and I get them fit before they go back to their clubs.
Right.
Like I've done Reece James, who's played for England, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's played for England, and Chelsea. I've had to invoice Chelsea directly.
Right. Wow.
Oh yeah.
So life's definitely good.
It's better than it has been, right?
Right, amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Listen, people don't realise that you're always going to get bumps in the road.
Yeah,
but you have to stay positive.
Jamie, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
And thank you for having me.
No, it's been amazing. It's been great hearing your story, and I hope that anybody that's listening or watching this is inspired by what you've achieved, and they take the right path, which is
100%.
What you did. And
100%.
It just goes to show, just because you get taken down the wrong road, can't come back and achieve greatness.
Yeah, 100%. I say that to them all the time. It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Jamie, thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks. You too, man. Top man, man.
Thanks for tuning into the Criminal Connection podcast. Jamie Lawrence, what an amazing guest. What a great story, which just goes to show, even if you're going down the wrong road, you can come back and go up the right road and achieve greatness. Make sure you tune in next week. We've got another amazing guest, and we will see you on the other side.